Hi. So, based on reading your posts, I can see that you have a couple questions on pronation. First of all, you feel like you can't hit a kick or a slice serve with full pronation. And you feel like by turning the racket face outward, you can't really control the direction of your serve. So, what's going on is I can see that, first of all, you have somewhat of a waiter's tray, where the racket is not all the way on edge until contact. It's kind of opening up prematurely. And the other thing I can see, which is very common among people who are trying to incorporate pronation into their motion, is at the contact point, the racket face is nearly vertical. So it's in line with the forearm. And what happens when the racket face is in line with the forearm and you try to pronate is exactly what you were describing. Where, first of all, there's basically no way you can put topspin on the ball because you're essentially snapping down. And in order to put slice on it, you feel like you have to carve it. And when you're carving it, you're not pronating. If anything, the spin that you would put on it would be a reverse slice spin, where you're coming this way, from right to left, and you're getting a reverse slice on the ball. So the fix is to shoot for a different contact point. One in which the racket is tilted to the left and somewhat closed, which you can see from a side view, that the racket is somewhat closed at contact. It can be closed a little bit because you're hitting it from a contact point of 9 or more feet in the air as opposed to at waist height for a ground stroke. So with this contact point, a couple things will happen. First of all, you can put topspin on it because when it's tilted to the left, you can just roll the strings up and over the ball. Or you can make the racket face slightly more vertical, and you can get a combination of topspin and slice. So, the way this works is you want a grip that's continental or even maybe a drop shaded toward eastern backhand. You start in a trophy, you go into the racket drop, and from here, rather than leading on edge this way, you're going to lean on edge this way, on this angle here. And from here, you're going to go to this contact point. And notice how I haven't really pronated yet. My arm and my forearm are not pronated. Even at contact, I barely pronated. So this would be the true contact with the shoulder tilt and being somewhat sideways. I barely pronated. And then after contact, that is when, actually as my shoulders are re-leveling out, my arm is beginning to bend again. That's where that pronation takes place. So what's going on is you are looking to impact the ball where you can come over it for topspin and slice, and then the pronation happens afterward, long after the ball is gone, and it won't affect the trajectory of your shot. So this way, no need for a waiter's tray. You can stay on edge. The strings will naturally open up to the ball, kind of close to the last second, even without really pronating much. Because if you're approaching it this way, you need to start pronating, otherwise you'll literally hit it on the edge of the racket. You're going to need to start opening up on the way up. Whereas from this contact point, the strings will naturally open to the ball with minimal pronation here. And then that rapid turning out is going to come after contact. So you can control the direction of the ball, because notice how the plane of the strings stays mostly the same in this contact window. So you can just get used to practicing the swing path, just a short little toss, just spin the ball, the strings of the racket, and just gradually build up